if you thought that was impressive, let me show you what the other young people in our room are doing. I'd like to invite to the stage Ahmad and Bella. So we heard a little bit from Taanvi, but Bella and Ahmad, I'd love to hear a little bit about you and what y'all do in our North Sound region. Just give us a little bit of a grounding.
Hello, everybody. Natsiam Nashtralacha Quincia Sanasnatcha Klamisin. My name's Isabella James, and I'm from the Lummi Nation, and Quincia is my traditional name. And I work with Children of the Setting Sun Productions. What I do with Children of the Setting Sun Productions is I have a podcast called Young and Indigenous, and it's about Indigenous knowledge, storytelling, and history. I've been doing that for about 5 years now. It's just not a bunch, but it's just Indigenous youth voices that's kind of uplifting our Indigenous storytelling through podcasting, but also documentary and film media. So we have a program that's called Young Tribal Leaders Program, and we have a bunch of young adults that are from 18 to 25. We go out and we kind of find what we want to do with in the production company. So it could be social media, podcasting, productions, producing. It's whatever it is that we're interested in, and we kind of go out and uplift other Indigenous stories and youth to know that we can have this outlet, to keep amplifying Indigenous voices through our storytelling. It's just kind of like giving us the, here, give this and see what you guys can give us to see what we could do to keep thriving through these storytelling and Indigenous knowledge and story, and Indigenous knowledge, storytelling, and history. So I think it's really awesome for what we get to do. It's I don't know, it's something that you can never imagine think of doing. I think as a young Indigenous person, I never see myself sitting in this position today. So that's a little bit of what we get to do with Children of the Sun Sun Productions.
Thank you, Bella. Ahmad, I'd love to hear from you.
Thank you so much, first of all, from North Sound for bringing all community organization under one roof. This is really something that seeing really becoming happy. So my name is Ahmad Hilal Abid, and I goes by Ahmad, and I immigrated from Afghanistan at 2020 to United States, and I'm currently University of Washington fellow studying political science, law, society, and justice. And I'm also founder and president of the House of Wisdom nonprofit organization, which is based on Linwood, and we are currently serving over 150 students from different communities, such as Latino, Afghan refugees and immigrants, and also a lot of students currently from our African American students or Black students. So we are serving, and our mission is to bridge the gap in education inequality. A little bit about the background. I founded this organization in my parents' garage during COVID-19 pandemic, when students, myself, particularly people who immigrate to United States, those are people who don't have relatives, who don't have friends, who are facing challenges. And I want to say that, that it's not people love to immigrate or move to another country. There's so big misunderstanding about that. I personally was forced to migrate, become a refugee to the United States. Why? Because of lack of safety in Afghanistan. I lost my 2 uncles in Afghanistan, so I'm living with my parents, and also I have 4 siblings, so I'm the oldest sibling, and really honored to serve the community and trying to help the community mentally, physically, and in any sort of particularly students and young adults. Thank you.
Thank you, Ahmad. So I have a couple of questions for you. I know that on this stage we're really trying to focus on young voices, and I wanna kind of bring up an elephant in the room of when have you faced any specific challenges or barriers based on your age, and if so, how did you overcome those? And anyone can start.
I can start for this, I guess. So being a mental health advocate, youth mental health advocate, one of the biggest challenges that I face is a lot of times people are overseeing that youth have mental health challenges, which is quite surprising knowing the statistics that 50% of lifetime mental illness cases start at age 14. So I think that's been a big challenge because as I advocate, people are like, hey, youth don't have challenges, children don't have challenges, it's just really adults. But being able to kind of a way that I solved it, or I guess went about it, was I shared I shared like facts to help overcome those myths and misconceptions, like these statistics and different facts like that. And I think that's the best way to go about it, and to really break the stigma and let people know that youth have mental health challenges, especially by sharing my story. That's another way that I go about this. And another one as well is a lot of times I want to go out for opportunities like youth ambassadors for different organizations. But some of them have like age restrictions where it's like only college students can do it, or people younger than me. And I'm put in a position sometimes where I'm like, I don't know what to do because I really want to go for this opportunity so I can advocate and help more people and share these messages with more people. So one of the ways I go about that is mostly reaching out to them and trying to just check in if I can still do it even though I'm younger. And a lot of them are okay with that and they still accept me even if I'm younger. But then still a lot of them are like not able to bend the rules like that, and that's kind of annoying at some point. But I still work towards that and work towards making there no age restrictions or more open age restrictions.
I just want to say that I'm 22 years old, so you know what Martin Luther King said, faith is taking the first step, even though when you do not see the whole staircase. So for me, as a teenager, when I was coming to United States, I started going to different organizations to be represented, my community, my voice, and who I am, and what we do, and what is the need of, particularly women, people who face language barriers, children. So we see like this is a big challenge, and we see like so many people who come to a new country, they don't have anything, they lost their everything back. So I was trying to advocate for my community. First of all, I have been mistreated many times because I'm somebody who speak up for the community. And people who mistreated me, I forgive all of them because I'm a person of faith too. So faith for me means forgiveness. But I want to say that because of my age, I was kicked out of places where I was advocating for my community. I was all the time working voluntarily, like I'm still a volunteer, so I just want to say I'm very proud to be still a volunteer, and I just want to stay a volunteer as much as I can. So I've been kicked out, speaking with case managers day and night. Could you please help this family? This family is in hotel for 9 months without, like, they were sleeping there was no bed. Like, myself, like, even my father once told me, he said, Ahmad, he said, what you are doing, you're day and night working for the community, and in return, like, you're given everything you have. Like, I just had purchased a car, so with this car, it was basically a car which I was traveling boxes of food to these families. It was like my dad was saying, like, my son, I bought you this car to drive it, a new car, but you're using it as a delivery car. I said, this is my passion. But at the same time, I really my age, this had an effect because people in my age, like 17, 18, 19, 20, they are not being trusted. They are thinking that they are being children, which is not right. People who are think about segregation. Like today, if we are sitting in this room, we are all sitting together. Who fight to end segregation? Who fight? These young people, this college student, that they went and risked their lives for end segregation, like civil rights movement. So, this is the power of youth that so much can do. So we are also still following the same path that the fellow youth that they were living and working for this mission.
Can you say the question again?
I would love to. So as young people, sometimes I would love to know if, as young people trying to make change in your community, have you faced any barriers or any challenges based on being just a younger person trying to make that change?
If I, I feel like as a young person that didn't have the guidance of your parents growing up was a really hard issue and barrier for myself because, you know, you need the guidance of your parents. They, you know, mold you into the person you are as you get older. And I think like an issue with not having that is not being able to find your voice within yourself of like who you are and where you come from. You know, like for my people, you know, we got, you know, we almost like, you know, lost who we are and where we're from. You know, it almost got erased, and it's really hard to think about how that almost happened, and, you know, everything that's going on right now with Palestine. I can only think of like the amount of things that could get in the way to, you know, find your voice for it to be where you want to be. And I think if I didn't, let's say, man, sorry, I got emotional, lost where I was.
No, I'm so grateful for you sharing with us.
I just think if I didn't have the Lummi Youth Academy, I wouldn't be sitting in this place right now. I just think about like I totally got lost. Where was I? I just think about how the loss of our people and all of the stuff that have happened and all of the like mental barriers of what my grandparents had to go through, and you know my great grandparents and my parents, and even to today of, you know, only being a second generation of not being part of the boarding schools. And, you know, we think about that and how those how, you know, our parents and our grandparents didn't get the support that they needed like we do now within our indigenous communities. And I think of like where I am today, we were able to get those resources within that. And that's where my story began, of where like having the Lummi Youth Academy and being able to be close to culture and having people that, you know, care about you and love you and want to guide you into the right direction. And, you know, and that's what my boss, Daryl Hilaire, has done a lot for us. And so being able to have the resources for counseling and just like I said, for like with my parents not being able to be there for me, for, you know, other adults to be able to step in and to be able to guide you to where you need to, so you can get those mental health resources that are needed and provided for Indigenous youth, and to being able to continue that. And I really am thankful for that, I believe.
Thank you for sharing with and being vulnerable with us, Bella. I just want to bring that in gratitude. So, perfect. I just want to do a quick time check because I don't trust myself. Perfect. We are right on time. I would love to know, Taanvi, you gave us a really great list of ways that our older people, even me, can come and meet our younger folks in the middle a bit more and meet exactly where you're at. So Bella and Ahmad, I'd love to hear from y'all specifically if there was ever any a specific example or something you wish to see outside in the world so that we can bring those voices in. You talked about the Youth Academy specifically, Bella, that it sounded like it was a really impactful experience to shape your voice. I'd love to hear like those good experiences that we can move as North Stars for us older people in the room, or older adults in the room. Ahmad, Taanvi, Bella, anyone who feels strongly.
I just want to say that, you know, the House of Wisdom community organization, as a youth, you know, if you look at the board of director, if you check out the website, I had the honor to have, we are Native American in our board member. We have immigrant, refugee, people of color, marginalized and disadvantaged people in the board. So just want to say that, you know, the ability of youth people is more than what we think. So one way the House of Wisdom is working, we are working to educate the community. So how you can support us, we would love to partner with any organization. We have been partnering with many organizations, such as we are currently partnering with Edmonds College, Connect Casino Road. Our office is located at Edmonds College currently. So we are partnering with many organizations. So one of the best ways, we love to collaborate. This is one of the ways that we can moving forward. So collaboration is very important, and also believing in youth work, and also one of the things is that we have so many great volunteers. Today we have Helmi. I just want to give him a shout out here.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Yes. There we go.
So this great guy, I would say, he has changed completely our social media. You know, he's taking pictures, working a lot for the House of Wisdom. So we have so many dedicated youth and people who are working for the House of Wisdom. So you all could play an important role. Please come visit our space. We would love to have you all. You can donate to the House of Wisdom through our website. We are a 501c3, like sponsored by Community Foundation. You can volunteer with us. You can come and have give us an advice. House of Wisdom is not mine. It's a community organization. Nonprofits is not, I can't say my nonprofit, because nonprofits is community organization. So you can come and say, give me a feedback, like how we can improve, how we can collaborate to change the world, how we can empower this woman, this youth. Because one of the things about mental health, I want to say, when people don't have food on their plate, when people struggling with English, when people facing challenges, how they can have a good mental health. So one of the most important things for mental health is education. When they have education, when they go to higher education, they become empowered. They can support their families. So I want to say that support people who is in your community. You see them and help them, but also, you know, I would love to hear from you that how we can improve the House of Wisdom. Because it's not mine, it's ours. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ahmad. Absolutely. Collective partnership. That's what I'm picking up from that. Bella, I'm seeing it. What do you have to say?
Oh, I was just gonna speak about the Lummi Youth Academy and how it became to be. So, the Lummi Youth Academy, a lot of people didn't like the idea at first because it kind of related to things like the boarding schools and stuff. So, some of our people were just not so fond of the idea of what it was becoming to be. But I think when I first moved in to the Lummi Youth Academy, I didn't want to move in. I was a teenager at the time and was kind of going down the wrong path. But like my mom moved me into this place where it was an outlet for like teenagers or troubled youth or like indigenous youth that were in foster care. This dorm was built to bring these kids together, to have a closer place to home, to have like families come and see them so that they're closer to home, but also to like be involved in our culture. We did a lot of like, we would gather and like make gifts together. But every summer, our mentor, he would bring us on these trips every year, and he'd bring us to somewhere else. Like we've been to New York, we've been to Hawaii, but we would go and like in a collab with different tribes, and we'd do culture exchanges. So it really taught us to like build relationships with other tribes and to learn about who they are and where they come from, and to learn about their homelands and the things that we do pretty much. And it was like really impactful for myself, coming from where I came from and the life that I was growing up in. Like I really don't think, it was just like, it was so inspiring and it was so amazing, to be able to be at the age that I am and to be able to go and do these things and to make you feel like that you didn't get to do that stuff. So I feel like the Lummi Youth Academy was such a impactful place for me because I was able to just like be myself and, be with like 30 other kids at that. So I really give props to all the mentors during that time that really had to take care of us. But I really hope to like see more stuff like that because it really like paved a way. Yeah, it paved a way for a lot of us because a lot of us today, we still have a relationship with Daryl, a lot of us still like check in with him and just to, so just having like that one person to like guide you and believe in you and be there for you and just being in this little community together, Daryl Hilaire really builds that community for us at the Academy, but also Children of the Sun and some productions. And, a lot of people still talk about that today, but to be able to still be in contact with them till this day, I think it's really awesome. And even for me, Daryl is such an inspiring person for me. He is the one person that I really look up to. And he's done so many things in our community, but also other communities as well. So it's so amazing, and I'm really thankful for all of you, listening to me, and, I was really inspired by you and all the things that you're doing and how young you are, it's just like, we need to keep uplifting all these young voices to, put into the world.
Yeah, I just want to say that, like the history is not, the history of the House of Wisdom has been really encouraging too because, like the support that we received, first of all, I was the first student to receive Governor Student Civil Leadership Award from all colleges, from Edmonds College and also from our governor. And then Washington State Senate passed a bipartisan resolution for honoring me for the founding the House of Wisdom. At Seattle time, you can learn more about the House of Wisdom, Everett Elder. So it's not about like, there's not a lot of support for youth people. We have had a great honor of support, but what is one of the things is that, how we can empower this youth, and especially like adults, supporting them, giving them advice, mentorship is really valuable to us. So we really love advice, feedback.
Thank you. Thanks, y'all. Great guidance at least on my end. I feel already inspired. One last question I want to pose to y'all, and then team, we have opportunity to ask questions. So anyone who has a Q&A question, start thinking about that. But the one thing I want to know before I hand it off to our team over here, our network, is what is a question that you never get asked, but you really want to answer, or you wish someone asked you? Yes, I want to hear it.
So I think a question that I think should be asked more, but I've never really asked, is from teens really asking, like, how can we approach our parents and ask for help? And I think the main reason behind this is because a lot of teens are feeling isolated, and there's a lot of stigma as well. Like in school, there's stigma about mental health, so they may think like a stigma at home as well, and not being able to talk to parents is a stigma, they may think. And also, like when I was going through challenges, I felt isolated, not seeing anyone else go through them, and I felt like it was just me, one person in the world going through this, so it's just me being abnormal. And that's like a lot of reasons that probably why teenagers don't really ask how they can really talk to their parents about their mental health. But one of the ways that I think is best is really, like as a teen, you can approach your parents and be like, hey, I have a challenge right now, I'm not sure how to approach this, and it's kind of annoying me, and it's kind of getting to my head, is there a way that you can help me? Like asking in a way like that, and I'm sure the parents most of the time will be open to talk, having a non-judgmental space where you can show empathy to each other as well, and I think that's a great way to really bond community and bond the family over mental health, normalizing these conversations, and especially breaking the stigma.
If anyone else has a question they wish we had in the room that just wasn't there, I want to hear it right now. No pressure.
I just want to say that, when I have a conversation with so many people, I love to speak. One of the things is I want to learn. I'm always, I'm a student of leadership. So this is what I love. But one question is that the importance of education. This is a big question in our life. So like from our own families to our sibling, to our, one is like seeing somebody judging them, but putting ourselves on their own shoes. Like, this is very important. Like thinking, like when you, like I was reading a book which says, I'm gonna make it very brief, but there was a guy came to a coffee shop with few children, and the children were crying. The children were crying, annoying everybody. So, somebody was seeing this parents, this dad and the children and saying, "Excuse me, sir, your child annoying everybody." Yeah. So what the dad said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Just few minutes ago, my wife passed away. My wife passed away. I'm not like in a good mental like status. I can't really see my children that annoying you." So seeing people like like I really didn't wanna like start a non-profit. It wasn't like something that somebody came advised me, "Oh, you're gonna start that." I was thinking, go travel the world, maybe become a diplomat because I wanted to study international relations, But seeing the community need, it's not something that even today, I'm here. I don't love to always speak. This is not something I want to listen more. But it's not like I have come to this field, but seeing the community, this is why I'm here, And this is not my voice, but this is many voiceless people that I'm speaking. I'm just calling myself like a messenger who bringing the message of the most marginalized and disadvantaged community. So, the question is not like I have wanted to, but I had to for the sake of the community, and we will continue working for empowering our community through education. So we will be honest and we will keep with our mission, which is bridge the gap in education inequality. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ahmad.